Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago. I'm Hema Ramkissoon and Jennifer Gibbons-Joseph and Terri-Ann Joseph-Brathwaite. They're talking about the life journey to 50 plus, CONEC-TIONS 50 plus. I love the name, and in fact, when you meet them, you're going to say they're two women who are full of life, full of energy, and they just, you know, so often I was joking and saying to them that we live in a country where a lot of personalities simply drain your soul and your existence, but they're a breath of fresh air, you know? They're here about making connections and getting it right and making sure that you understand that a lot of times when you think of aging, people somehow think that as you get older, your life changes dramatically. That the partying, the socializing, even the dating, the love life one. I mean, I'm going to love from now until I die. That everything kind of takes an inverse relationship with your age, but it's not necessarily true. Good morning, ladies. How are you?
Good morning.
Hi, Emma.
Yes.
How are you?
I am good. And better to have met you all with this full, exciting life. So tell me how this whole program started, Life Journey 50 Plus.
Okay, Hema. So I am the Managing Director of CONEC Professional Coaching Services. And 2 years ago, I decided to focus more on people 50 plus. So after I did a survey, the company did a survey among people that age group. And based on their responses, we developed programs and events to meet these needs. So we started with Life Journey 50 Plus because we felt they're on a life journey, and we created those programs, and that was in 2018. CONEC-TIONS is a series for 2019, and we added certain programs onto it. So what we have done, we are offering, they're all intimate, you know, pretty small, intimate type programs. But we have the forums, we have the workshops, we have just included the weekend retreats and webinars. We also do individual coaching because in capacity, Terri-Ann is more on the entrepreneurship and small business, you know, dealing with helping them. And I'm on the coaching. I deal with more the transition and the financial coaching and energy, because I'm also an energy coach. So our main purpose is to, and you mentioned it earlier, is to really help people 50 plus recognize that life is not over, it's now beginning.
Why do people think that? You know, and I find it a lot of times with women. You know, like I have a friend who recently turned 40 and she goes, hey, oh my God, I'm closer to 50. Yes. And I thought, look at you. What the hell is wrong with you? Yes. Why do women and men look at aging differently?
You know, one thing, Hema, that we realize is that if we break our life into 3 stages, we live until 90, roughly. The second stage is when we think we create ourselves. That's when we're really working and we're creating value for others. And when that stage comes that we have to leave, whether it's separation, retrenchment, or simply retirement, we sit and we wonder, who are we and what are we? And I think many people associate that process of, what am I going to do with this thing called aging? I think that's the wrong word. We'd prefer to say, we're onto a third act, another stage. So we have to find a way to take all those talents and skills that we had that created so much value for other people while we were in, I call it corporate ink, to now in this final stage where we're experienced, we're authentic, we really know ourselves and we are confident. So how do we now take that and do something for self-Inc? Because we've got another 20 to 30 years to really live. We are more comfortable financially. We have the capacity to monetize those skills. And we have the capacity to live and be happy. But we've coming out of the work environment where we've been toiling and creating money, taking care of the kids, taking care of the family, taking care of the home, making a name for ourselves. Now that we are out of that, we're really free to live our true selves. And for many people, when you say, who am I? It's linked to what I've been doing. It's not who you are. So CONEC-TIONS 50 Plus series is helping people. Every month we're going to have a program to say, okay, let's find me. Probably have to go back to that person who graduated from school.
Why do we lose ourselves? And particularly, you know, because I see the difference of men and women, because women seem to lose themselves to everything else in their life, while a man remains, and I don't want to make the gender stereotypes, because maybe there are sensitive men who are going to be like, no, but that's not true. But why the difference?
I would say a lot to do with fear. You know, they come out from the job market and they're out there and they're not sure if they will be accepted. You know, felt, you know, they're starting to grow old. They may not be looking the way they would like to look. And they just remain like stuck within that period of time and don't know how to move forward. Also, you know, there are a lot of negative in terms of when persons refer to a retiree or somebody who has, you know, left the workplace or reached 50. You would hear, you know, you may be too old to do this, you may be too old to do that. And that is a cultural thing that is being done to people who are that age group. So they fear they remain stuck and not want to get out. So that's why we want them to get out, to be energetic, to do something.
To start partying.
You know?
Yes,
enjoy life, enjoy life.
I think the world now, if we go back to the old constructs of the generations, the world is obsessed with millennials. And that's fine, that's lovely. They are coming onto the stage. But that 50-plus cohort, which is the tail end of the boomers, they still have a lot of life left. And I think it's the lack of attention and focus. Because if we take it to 10 years ago, the word millennial was not really, I mean, they were still underage. They were under our control. But now that they're coming onto the stream, it seems as though, hey, so what's going on with us? And that feeds the fear. But we've got to find our own space. We've got to, we have so much talent and skill that we've nurtured over these really fantastic careers, men and women. And your point about the gender, I think men manifest differently. And we know they are allowed to get a little pot belly, they're allowed to do many things, but we've got to make sure that got to start and that, you know, but we just have to embrace ourselves, and that's what we want to do.
How difficult was that process for you? Did you always see yourself as thinking aging is not going to be the end of me, that I'm going to rock this until my last day on this earth?
I will tell you that, and my parents and friends will tell you, from young, I was always me and knew what I wanted to be. And when I made different transitions through my career, I always ask myself, okay, so what's next and what am I going to be? It has been the most frightening thing because in the back of your mind, you're always thinking, what will they say?
Yeah.
And what I think men probably don't have that fear, but they have other fears because they too are very concerned. We women put a lot of pressure on them to deliver and live up and win this great prize that we are. Because I mean, look at us. But I think it's the issue of transition is important equally for men and for women. And this program is not specifically for any gender. It's for the cohort that is over 50.
It's for the cohort that's over 50. So let's look at societal things now. Sure. So we're talking about embracing life, doing activities. Because you know in the US, there are whole retirement communities where I had a friend and I went with her to visit a relative, and there were social events, pool parties, and I thought I should be living in this retirement home. But somehow in our society, you still look at women and men of a particular, be like, well, why are they not home? Why are they doing this? Why are we?
And that's why we have created social events so they can come out. And using, you know, for me, when I transitioned from the workplace, when I took the official retirement and I decided to go into a new career in coaching, I was told the same thing. Why are you doing that at this stage in your life? You know, you worked so hard before. But being able to identify your skill, what you like to do, and actually go out and start doing it and monetizing your skills makes a big difference. Makes you so happy, feel really energetic. So we are just transferring our experiences and our skills, etc. We are also, you know, collaborating with other professionals to provide that service and have fun.
What has the response been like so far?
It's been fantastic. I mean, the mere fact that we are focusing on this cohort, and people are saying, at last.
Yes.
Yes, because out of the research, we're confident that we have skills, we can do. But the environment, there isn't the assisted living community, well, not assisted living, the entertainment and social constructs really aren't structured for us. And one of the things with Connections 50 Plus, the underlying issue is creating a space for us to have conversations in a socially relaxed environment. It's not training. It's not
Isn't
a
it
workshop.
social club?
It's not a club. People can network and they can mix. And out of it, you find like-minded people. That's the main thing. People who would be connected, well-read, wanting to talk about different ideas and different things, create new experiences for themselves. So we are creating a framework where they can get together. And it's, as Jennifer said, it's small groups to talk about stuff. It's larger groups where we will help you to create new careers or new experiences, and critically, social engagement, where we create the forum that we will like to experience. You've got to create it yourself because no one is going to do it for you, and that's what we've decided to do.
And remember, it's Connections 50 Plus. Let's get some details, daytime details.
Oh, yeah, it's on Sunday. This
The
Sunday.
launch of the year's program.
We launch it with cocktails on Sunday the 7th. This is this Sunday at the University Inn. It's from 3 to 7. Tickets can be, you can go online. That is on our website, which is CONEC, coaching.com. They can call me at 685-8834, or tickets are also available at the front desk at the University Inn.
So we have all of the details, and remember, it's just a different chapter in your life. It's not the end of your life.
It's a new stage.
The third act. The third act. One. And you know, a lot of times with the women, there's always this fear, a lot of fear that we have. Don't be. Just write your story. You take a short break.